Welcome to my diner. Come on, follow me, guys. I'm gonna give you the best seat in the house. Beautiful night. Beautiful life. And a beautiful wife. I'm one lucky guy. You know that?
Yanni? Honey?
I've been crying all day.
Why have you been crying?
And I don't know why. guy like you, with charisma, talent, style, you should be a big star. You should have your own show.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Yanni.
I think you have 2 pretty good years with him.
How did this happen?
And then it's going to get really bad.
Dressed to impress.
See you, Jim.
I've seen what this does to a person.
Hello.
So is that it then? This is what he gets? Haven't you taken enough?
Johnny!
You know me? Are we supposed to be here?
Where do you keep all this information? You don't keep it locked up in your head, do you?
TV is forever.
TV is forever. How did I get like this?
Thank God.
No one really knows, my love.
Everybody, put your hands together for the one, the only, the incomparable.
Who are you talking to?
Lucia!
I'm gonna be here tomorrow. And the day after that. And every day after that. You understand?
But you have Yanni. I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat.
Thank you to this fabulous, fabulous studio audience. Just beautiful. Just beautiful.
All right, welcome back to the Wiseguyz Show. All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is our Christmas special. We haven't been around for a while, but we've been busy in Atlantic City and doing all kinds of festivals and stuff. So we just finished our show in Atlantic City. But before I get started with all this, let me introduce myself. I am Freddie the Fireman, the host of the Wiseguyz Show, a retired Newark fireman. All my Newark guys out there, be safe out there. The holidays are really pretty rough. So, now sitting across from me, we got Jumpin' Gennaro in the house. Sitting next to me, we got Chaluch in the house. Chaluch is here.
Thank you.
All right, and Biagio is not here tonight. He won't be able to make it, but he'll be at our next show, so I'm sure. But I want to introduce our special celebrity guest in studio with us right now is Joe Cortese. What's up, Joe? All right, Joe. Thank you for coming to the show. First, before I even get started, Joe, I really want to say thank you for coming out because I know you're busy. You're doing a lot of stuff. You're an actor, and you have a list of amazing. And I got to say, it's not often that someone like you comes out and gives us the time to do something like this with somebody like you.
We really appreciate it.
So we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Especially a true Jersey native, for sure.
And most of you who don't know Joe, he's been around for many years, and we all know him through a lot of stuff. But one thing that stands out is Green Book, where he played Gio Loscudo, and which is really Frank Sinatra in the real life. Yes,
true story.
Yes. So I really do. I want to thank you. It's really, a lot of the actors, they just do their own thing, and we're a bunch of Italian guys from the old neighborhood, just trying to keep the Italian heritage and culture alive. And guys like you, we like to bring you in and find out, what it takes to, reach a level of doing movies and stuff like that.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. So thank you again. And so, Mike, we just finished our show in Atlantic City Resorts, our big holiday spectacular. And, we really did well there. And, Resorts is our new home. So.
Well, for most of you see lately activity at Resorts, it is our new home. As a matter of fact, we brought Old School back. I mean, that's still a very classy place in Atlantic City. It's got so much incredible history. Merv Griffin started creating shows there. And the Wiseguyz Show, WGS Entertainment LLC, that's our company. We're going to bring those shows back. We're going to bring community back. Not just the Italian and Italian-American community, all communities that appreciate great production and having a great time. And I think everybody says that. They've been having a great time. And I think that's the name of the game.
Amazing show.
Right, Charlotte?
Yeah. Joe, we got to fly you out to AC next year for our variety show.
November 23rd.
Yeah.
So, but we haven't been around for a while. Last time we were on, we were doing PaisanCon. So Paisan Khan was another Italian culture thing.
That's a funny title.
Paisan Khan.
Well, they tried to get you down to Paisan Khan, but you weren't able to fly.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a catchy title.
Yeah, well,
I like it.
our boys, Nicky Petito and Billy Pompeo, and I don't want to reach into the next level of Paisan Khan, but they are doing another one, and I'll leave it up to them to announce it. But throughout the year, we do a lot of causes. Autism,
Ariana's Angels.
Ariana's
our
Angels,
very dear friend,
and also
Ryuji.
Cooking for a Cause, or Frankie Meatballs,
yeah.
in Berlin, New Jersey. We reached out. It's all for autism, and we bring out a lot of people we brought a lot of cooking out there, and then celebrities for Ariana's Angels, and they're amazing events, and we always promote and support anything Ariana's Angels, autism. Anything.
Hopefully we have
You
them.
guys hosted the Twin Towers with Guy Madsen.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no, that's
Pizza Bowl, right?
yeah, that's Tunnel to Towers.
Tunnel to Towers.
Towers.
Right.
Yeah. So that's going on February 1st. We are hosting that show in the VIP section.
This is now the third year in a row, right? This is the
five.
five.
Pizza
Yeah,
Bowl
I thought it was
5.
Pizza Bowl 5. No, but we've been doing it for 4 years.
4 years
Four
in a
years.
row.
This
Yeah.
is the
This is our
fourth year.
this is our 4th year. Yeah. First year was COVID, so we missed out.
So
on
all the best pizzas in New Jersey get judged at Reds. We're doing this at
Reds,
Reds.
right.
In
Who won
Carlsbad.
last year?
So they were broken down into sections: North, Central, and South. But
I think Caniglio's was one, and then
now there's about how many was total last year? It was about 80.
there's a lot. There's a lot.
It was pizza, mozzarella, right?
Pizza and meatballs.
Listen, I'll
right.
let you know in advance. It's going to be in October. Maybe you'll join us.
No, what October?
It was a
It's
mob.
I'm sorry, February.
Yeah.
This coming February.
February
I've seen the
1st.
last one.
Yeah, no. Let me know.
And we get a lot of celebrities that stop in. We had
Stephen Baker.
Stephen Baker, touchdown maker from the
yeah.
Giants, and
Right.
But there's a lot of people who stop in
I
every
was
year.
thinking
Federico
about-
Castelluccio
I was thinking
was
about Ariana's Angels and this too, of course.
Yeah.
In October.
And so this is all the things that we do throughout the year. This year we did something different. Me and Mike and Charlie always do every year. We went out to Italy this year.
Yeah.
All three of us. He was in Sicily.
Yeah.
You were in Avellino.
I
I was
in-
in.
all
I
there.
started in the north all the way to the south,
Yeah.
from Milan to Sicily.
And you wound up in Sicily because of your wife, right?
Yeah, my wife's side, yeah.
So, what do you,
Well, you did the show in Sicily?
no.
No,
we
we
did some
didn't.
live streams.
Yeah,
But
we did,
We were,
yeah.
we were on
Yeah.
vacation, but we did some live streams, yeah.
Oh, I just got back from Torino. It was the first time I was ever there at the film
Oh,
festival.
no kidding.
Yeah, it was great. We had a great time. Did
Yeah.
well.
So Torino is actually the birthplace of the Alfa Romeo, of the Ferrari, all the automotive.
And Fiat
Right.
too, right?
Fiat, of course,
sure.
Fiat.
Fiat, yeah.
And that film festival that you were part of is definitely a prestigious one. Anyway,
sure.
we're
Yeah,
going to get into
absolutely.
more details about how
Right.
incredible the reviews were. Everywhere that Joe's been going with Here's Yanni, which we're going to be talking about, has been magnificent in California, in Florida, in Torino, and now in New York. More about that, yeah.
Yeah. So Italy. Let me tell you, I haven't been there in many years, but going back there was like I never left. And when you're there, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like when I'm there that I belong there. Like it
course.
feels like that. When you,
I never want to get back on the plane.
no.
I've got a couple of pictures there, right? I've lived there for months at a time. I mean, they have
This
to
time
drag
around,
me. Huh?
yeah, this time around, you were very nostalgic because of the
Well,
whole experience.
yeah. I mean, I did a picture with Abel Ferrara there. I did a picture called Monsignor. I was there for over 3 months.
Wow.
So I never, it's...
I remember you're from originally. Your family's from the Avellino region, right?
No, from Salerno.
From Salerno.
Let me tell you, at Salerno, I could get into a story. I'll tell you after, but there's just like signs to me. I believe, I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ, and I see signs of God when I'm there.
Oh, yeah, without a
Joe,
doubt. Yeah.
I haven't been to Italy in 23 years, and I'll make it real quick just so you understand. I land in Naples, go crazy looking for the rental car. I got to take a bus to the rental car. I get to the rental car place. I'm rushing all over the place. My wife's with the luggage in the waiting area. So I finally stop for 2 seconds, and a car pulls up right in front of me, and with the guy in the passenger seat looking right at me like I'm looking at you, and it's my friend back home. He just He wasn't even driving. He was in the passenger seat. He just pulls up. He's from Salerno.
He didn't know you were there.
And he just pulled right up, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and I'm going, and he goes, no fucking way. No, and I said, Dominic? I said,
what's the
like,
odds?
what is that? You know?
Those are consolations.
Yeah, so
the whole trip, I think for all of us, was very nostalgic.
If you've never been to Italy and you're Italian, you got to be there at least one time in your life.
Should be a pilgrimage, at least one pilgrimage and try to find your hometown.
And then
it's good to.
He's from
Petralia Sottana, Provincia Palermo. Yes. Yeah.
And then, you know, after we get back and everything, we did I ended up doing Mike Marino's podcast live from his mother's basement.
Right.
Mike Marino, we promoted a lot of stuff. Mike's a good guy, and we're going to do more with him. But I got to mention Mike. He's always a Wiseguyz supporter.
Yes,
and you always got to mention your people that do stuff for you. Also, another one, bestscholars.org. This is an organization that we support in PA that brings underprivileged kids through college, and that's another thing we support. You know,
all talents and celebrities, race car drivers, book writers, actors. There's
a lot of baseball players, boxers that show up. Larry Holmes, for instance, and it's just a great time. So, shout out to Billy Staples and his wife Janet for doing a great job with bestscholars.org. Now this is a part of the show we really want to mention a few people that we lost since our last show. Yeah. One is our good friend Angel Salazar. Angel,
I don't know who that is.
Angel was Chi-Chi in Scarface.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah. He always.
He did stand up too. He did a lot of
Yeah,
stand up.
he was a funny guy.
How old
I
was
saw
he?
him at Rascals.
I think he was like 68
he
or
wasn't
something.
old,
Yeah.
Everybody loved Angel.
Yeah.
Actually, we did a fundraiser, and we put on a show down in Newark, and he came and he got everybody crazy. My mother, my father, God rest his soul.
What a funny!
Had the best time.
He's got one of the cocomical acts that nobody would want to follow. He just dresses up in all these.
He's hysterical.
But another person we lost was John Amos, who was a friend of ours. John Amos was a friend of our show. Called in a few times. We kept in touch with him.
Yeah.
John,
he was in his late 80s.
Good times. Yeah.
Also a military vet. He was a veteran.
Newark vet, I think. I mean, Newark.
Yeah, he was born in. I think he said he was born in Newark and lived in East Orange or something like that. Yeah, Beth Israel, I think he was born.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Also, David Harris of the Warriors, another good friend of ours. David Harris from the movie The Warriors. He was one of the original Warriors, and another good friend of ours, Tony Ganos. Yes. Who passed away? He was meat in Porky's, but he was also in The Wanderers. Tony was a great guy.
He was supposed to be in Paisan Con.
Yeah. And just recently, I don't want to, because they got the same name. Not our buddy in California from the movie Christmas Story, Scott Schwartz. The other Scott Schwartz, the wrestler and the actor, he passed away just recently. So our condolences to all the families. We always do a special mention to you all, and I gotta just. My heart goes out to all you guys. They were all good people. And anybody else we missed, again, our condolences. And then after Italy, we did our Italian festival in Orange, New Jersey.
Yes, that we do every year in support of the Italian festivals across the New Jersey. That's one of them that we do every year. And support wonderful family, just like Nona's. They are a staple in the neighborhood and do great things for the Italian community.
And so because this is a Christmas special, I'm going to miss a few names, but these are just a few names I got to mention that we did stuff with throughout the year. They're dear to us, and we want to wish you all a Merry Christmas to you and your families. Joe Cortese, Sal Valentinetti, the Uncle Louie Variety Show, obviously Guy Matson from
a white Christmas.
Guy Matson from Jersey Pizza Joints, Jersey Sandwich Joints, and Jersey Hot Dog Joints. Umberto Torelli, our new guy in South Jersey, Z Marie's. Thank you guys for everything you do. Ornella Pizza Mia, who ran the buses to Atlantic City.
Yes, and Kamenuch, thank you.
And also the St. Gerard Committee, Carlo Della Russo and the crew over there. Next year, the Wiseguyz will be doing podcasts live right in front of St. Lucy's Church for the St. Gerard Festival. You're going to love that. Wait till you hear who's coming to that. Sapora de Sicilia. And then we're going to do stuff with Tommy Stiggs. Tommy Stiggs from our own Belleville crew.
Right.
He does his podcast. We're going to bring him in to do something with us. Soho Johnny. Michael Pedalino from Gotham Casting.
Yes, Michael.
Yep, Johnny C, the pizza guy, Roro Antonucci, my brother-in-law Joey D, who just had double bypass and who's recovering.
Thank God he's doing well.
Yeah,
Thank
he's
God.
recovering well. Thanks to DJ Martin for filling in for him at our Atlantic City show. And there's another thing that we're going to talk about in the future. Well, it's for next year. Little Italy festivals around the world. That's a whole nother story. But with that being said, a lot of the things that we do throughout the year is either for a charity. The firefighters charity in New York this year we went to honored Doc Gooden, our buddy Doc Gooden, who we took to Queen Margarita. I had a few words with him. And then Cheryl Kelly Lee, her husband, Captain Mark Lee. This time of year is very special to them because of the toy drive that we're a part of that we just went to recently at the American
And her
Dream Mall.
Rocabella vodka, of course.
You see me at the American Dream Mall doing the national anthem?
Yes, bravo, bravo. You stepped up, you stepped up.
I was looking for Arlette. I was looking for Jumpin' Gennaro. Nobody was around, and they're like, Cheryl, you got anybody who's going to sing the national anthem?
You did a great job. You did a great job.
Oh, God,
yeah, that's right.
I'll
The
do it.
fireman doing it. That's right.
Oh, say no. But we do a lot of stuff, and I really want to mention the toy drive because this is the time of the year for the toy drive. Cheryl goes out there; she delivers toys to over 10,000 kids. We go
God
through
bless
Newark, Jersey City. I mean, we're all
God
over the
bless
place. Yeah,
she's great.
So, Joe, in a nutshell, we, as not just Italian American proud, we just in general, the way we were raised by our great parents, we do a lot to try to bring people together. It's not just about putting on a show and having fun. It's about creating community and going back to our roots. Where people forget, that.
Yeah,
people forget, and we don't forget. And we have you here today because we're proud to have you representing the Italian American community as an actor, as a producer, as a director, as a gentleman. You're an absolute gentleman. And so we're proud to have you here in our studio as call us a friend.
Joe, I know we're a small podcast, but we're all over the place. Let me tell you just some of the things that we did and who we're involved with. The Italian Tribune. Okay,
Right.
we're part of the Italian Tribune. I'm their photographer. We have we go to all their annual events, and we're strong with the Italian community through the Italian Tribune. Also, the Columbus Day Parade in New York. We're all big on the saving Columbus Day and all that. Columbus International, the award that's given out through all different areas of the country. The international award, all different. Organizations received the award. One year we received the award. Our guy Massimiliano Ferrara, who does always amazing things to preserve the name and the history of Columbus, we're just all part of all this. Just amazing events and amazing organizations, all Italian cultures, all Italian clubs. We try to get involved with to preserve our culture and our history. And
for that, we haven't done an outro yet. Joe, you going to join us on this on the count of three?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
outro! But a lot of this stuff I wanted to just get out of the way because this is since we haven't been on for a while. Now we can loosen up a little bit. Yeah. This is just mentions I had to do. But as far as Italian culture and heritage, you want to share a little bit about your Italian culture?
Well, my grandfather, who I was named after, if I ever show you a picture of, I have it in my phone. It looks like me in makeup.
No kidding.
I mean, it looks like he spit me out of his mouth. He was born in Salerno.
Salerno,
Naples.
yeah.
And my grandmother, whose maiden name was Luciano, was Sicilian.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
hey.
He's a Sicilian.
Napolitan Sicilian.
So these are your paternal grandparents.
Those are my paternal
So you're Napolitan and Sicilian.
That's a good combination. That's like your kids.
Yeah, like my
your
kids.
children.
And my mother is not Italian.
Oh, no?
No, my mother's not Italian.
Oh.
No, my mother's Syrian, Christian.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Very similar.
Oh, wow. I
Very
can see it
similar.
now. I
Very
can
similar
see it.
cultures.
Yes.
Yeah, similar cultures, and all I can say is I grew up eating good.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And she could cook Italian food.
Well, especially in Sicily, you know, there's more mosques probably.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, like I said, I just came from the north, and it's beautiful. But as far as the cuisine and the people in the south are warmer. The food is better.
I couldn't agree more.
The food's just better.
I've always said that. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't care for the
best
Northern
part.
Italian.
The best part is, Joe. Tell me it's not true. Everywhere you went and everywhere you ate, you felt different. You didn't feel like bloated. You didn't feel like
I thought you were going to finally admit that the best part is Sicily. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Well, listen, I'm going to say the best pizza.
Go ahead.
And the best pastries were in Naples and in Sicily.
I think the best pizza's in Naples.
No, I'm just saying. I agree for both.
No, I'll give you that.
Out of all of Italy.
Yeah,
I'll
give you that.
But Sicily has two culinary institutes that challenge each other. They make incredible pastries.
And one thing Sicily has that no one else has.
Napoli.
Sicily has couscous.
Sicily has couscous.
Near San Vito Lo Capo, where the Turks landed, and the Scala the Turk are there. They have couscous, which they have a couscous festival.
Yeah,
and every year it's a musical festival that specializes in different forms of couscous.
You see my father-in-law? My father-in-law has a dark complexion.
Sure,
When he had a mustache, he looked like Gaddafi. But he said he remembers his grandmother reading the Quran.
Yeah,
so
sure.
He grew up as a Christian Catholic. So,
Without
Italy was, invaded, so many times.
Yeah.
Well,
let's talk.
We get into this because a lot of people nowadays, they say they're Italian, but they don't understand that. It's what you do for the Italian community what makes you Italian. Keeping the culture alive, keeping your culture alive. Talk about what your parents did, or making a dish that your mother or father made.
Absolutely.
Carrying that on through generations is the only way to preserve our history. And a lot of the kids nowadays that are Italian, they're losing that. Even our Christianity, that's very important because it's all part of our culture.
You mentioned
in a big way.
You mentioned a lot of great food. What's great food to you? What do you like, Joe? What do you like to have?
Me, I like the peasant dishes. I like aglio. I like broccoli rabe with sausage and rigatoni.
Pasta fagioli.
I like pasta fagioli.
Yeah,
I like seafood. I like I love seafood with my pasta.
Yeah.
Well, that's what thing is about the Italian culture, and it stays strong because we have a feast of every saint you could think of.
Sure.
Then we have Christmas and Easter, obviously. Then we have
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas
Eve with the fish.
Everything is always an Italian festival. We even have festivals. Like in Italy, they have a bacala festival. They have a tomato festival. We're
looking for a festival all the time.
You're looking for a festival, you're going to find it in the Italian community.
My grandfather on Cross Street in Patterson, I don't know if you were there, St. Michael's Church.
Sure.
My grandfather used to have an Italian delicatessen. It was called Joe Cortese.
Oh, you grew up in Patterson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Native.
Yeah.
My grandfather, when I was a kid, my father would bring me down there. There'd be bacala hanging from the ceiling. He'd say, "Oh, Daddy, I hate that stinky smell."
You like bacala now? Bacala
I
salad?
like good bacala salad. Yeah. Good.
My mother makes. Remember this. You're gonna have to make this. My mom makes bacala balls. Like instead of a meatball, bacala ball. It's incredible.
Bacala balls.
They only come for the male bacala.
I'm not talking about balls from the fish.
I got you.
I'm talking about like a purpetta, but with the codfish.
In my
real bacala.
in my family, my father made all the delicacies. My mother helped, but she made all the traditional. But he made the delicacies, like he made the lasagna with the ink sauce. He made the bacala the way he made it, but they made the tripe. He made the mia deals, which is another thing that we don't eat here. I don't think we're allowed to. But he made all the delicacies because for my grandparents, my grandmother was like a big famous cook in the town, But my father learned how to make the delicacies, and my mother made, like I said, the traditional stuff.
By the way,
pasta,
Joe, go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say pasta with the sepia sauce. In Sicilian, it's called pasta Wiseguyz. It's a black sauce.
Yeah.
It's an ink sauce that comes from the cuttlefish.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not actually
Squid.
It's not actually squid. It's cuttlefish.
It's sepia.
Sepia.
Yeah.
But in Sicilian they call it easy
Oh, that's the
chipasta
best.
with
Okay.
Now they make it
My
in the
mother
pasta.
made it with the homemade gavadils,
Yeah.
the sepia, and with the toasted breadcrumbs made in the garlic
right,
and
right,
olive
'cause
oil.
that's what you use cheese. Which
If I was going to the death chair, I mean, if I was going to, I would. They say your last meal. That's what I want. The way my father made it, though. But
So, Joe, the journey started, with that film is one of the best, I think. It's a cult film around the time where Mean Streets came. But how did your journey start, before
yeah,
even that
what got
film?
you into acting to begin with?
Well, I'll tell you. I grew up in Paterson, New Jersey. I had a lot of misplaced energy. I went to 3 high schools in 4 years and never moved. I was just all over the place.
Right.
And it was the time of the Vietnam War. And I went down and took my physical. I was ready to go. And then what happened was I applied to college in Denison, Iowa. My journey is a strange one. So I go to Denison, Iowa. And it's all kids from the East. And the art department had all professional people, and the head of the drama department was a guy named Al Ruscio. Okay, you've seen him in Godfather Part 3.
Right.
Before he became a professor, he was a Broadway Hollywood actor, and he was the acting teacher there. And I just wandered into his class one day, and he called. I had to take the course. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I got hooked, and I started doing one play after another, and then I went to New York and started doing plays, and for a while when I was 22 years old, I was hanging out in the clubs, and I was approached by the editor of Gentleman's Quarterly, because my father used to work in Paterson, the silk mills, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would get the materials. I would design my own clothes. I'd get them made up, hang out in the city.
Nice. Times were simpler back then, huh? Life was a lot.
And all of a sudden, I became the associate fashion editor for GQ for a year.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow.
In the early 70s, I was on Madison and 51st. It was a really good job. It was an interesting job. It was a very creative job, journalism. And I did it for a year, but I had the bug, man.
I got to tell you that he wears the jacket in Death
Oh,
Collector. Wait a minute, listen to this.
He's sharp. He's
that
sharp. You can see
jacket.
what
I'm going to tell you something. I couldn't believe it because I always wondered that jacket, that color jacket, that leather jacket. Actually, I started thinking about. He was the first. You see it in Donnie Brasco.
That type of
with
jacket.
Johnny Depp.
Well, even
but
with
if you look back, he wore that before anybody else.
Even the glasses he got on today.
That was the lead role though too. Though I mean to nail that.
Yeah,
that
that was my first real lead in a movie. I had, like I said, I came back to New York after I graduated. Did some plays. I did some plays in New York. I went to Hollywood, and I started hanging out, and got my SAG card. Did the Dom DeLuise show, which you saw.
But when I posted that, because I saw that, because I got into watching, like I said, I was too young to watch. But I saw you on it. I put the clip up, and I went on IMDb, and it said it was your first, but your first wasn't that. Your first was Kojak. You wrote
Kojak, yeah, but it was under 5. I didn't. I had like one word.
Okay.
But I'd gone out there and I was doing little bits, to get my card, my SAG card, and I got my SAG card and I did a picture and. I was in workshops and hanging out, and then I came back to New York to do a play. I came back and I did a play called Waiting for Lefty, Clifford Odets play. And then
That's a great.
Did you like theater more than TV, or did you like theater?
I prefer. Look, I'm in rehearsal right now to do Death of a Salesman.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'm doing it, right? Yeah, I'm doing it with Francis Fisher. I'm right in the middle of rehearsal now. That's right.
And you're Willie?
I'm Willie, yeah.
Wow, holy cow.
Yeah, I'll tell you a great story. I was 8 years old.
Okay.
Sitting in Paterson, New Jersey, next to my dad.
Yeah.
Watching, and I'll never forget this.
Yeah.
It left an indelible mark on my brain.
Yeah.
I was watching Lee J. Cobb as Willie Loman, and I was mesmerized.
I'll bet. Yeah.
I couldn't have been 8.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been more than
That-
8.
that kind of an
and
impression.
it left an impression on me, and I'm doing it now. And
That's,
and the
I'm
way
pretty
that-
sure that's that's amazing. I'm pretty sure that there's a television version of it with Lee J. Cobb that's available on YouTube.
Oh, there's a couple of it. Yeah. He did Playhouse 90.
It was Playhouse 90s.
Then
Exactly.
Frederick March did it as a film.
Right.
Then Dustin did it
Dustin did it great with John Malkovich.
with John Malkovich. I auditioned to play the Malkovich part.
Oh, no kidding!
Play
Wow.
Biff at the time.
Yeah.
And then and then who else did it? A couple of other guys. George C. Scott did it.
That I didn't know. Wow.
Brian Denny, he did it. But
He's great too. Brian
yeah.
was great.
So it was something I always wanted to do. I'm a member of the Actors Studio, so I put up a lot of scenes over there, a couple of scenes, and did a couple of readings. And then out of nowhere, I ran into a director I had done some theater with, and he said, "I think it's time we should do Death of a Cell."
That is amazing. Oh, I would love to see that.
So I opened up
honestly.
January 10th in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Beautiful theater.
There was another movie you were in that I have to go back and see again because I was surprised to see it in the research of Ruby.
Ruby.
The
Oh, yeah.
movie
yeah.
Ruby. Where were you?
That was Danny. Danny was
Danny Aiello, right?
very,
Great
very,
movie.
very close
About
friend of
Ruby?
mine.
About
Yeah.
Jack Ruby?
Jack was Jack Ruby, and
Yeah,
I
Danny
played. It was actually Johnny Roselli again, which I had played in a Rat Pack.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Only in Ruby they gave him a different name because for whatever reason. But it was a British director, great director, guy who did Long Good Friday. And
That's a great film.
yeah, Ruby's a good movie, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great movie. But I want to ask you about that movie more so because of the story behind it.
Yeah.
Do you know more about
I
that
know
story
so
than
much about it.
real life
It'll
than
make
what
your-
they were?
I know so much. I can make your hair
Just
curl.
give us a little something. Come on.
Well, I've written a script that I've worked. This is a wild story. In 1982, I got a job called Monsignor. I went to Italy, made a movie about the Pope and the Church and the Mafia.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a big expose. It was Chris Reeve played the priest, and I played his best friend, who was a gangster, married to
This is
Margaret's
one of
daughter.
on my bucket list to watch over
Yeah,
the
yeah.
holidays.
And so I was there for over 3 months, living in Rome most of the time. And I was there with my girlfriend, and I said, I want to go to Naples. I want to see where my family's from, One of the first things I did was I went to a telephone booth, and I opened a telephone book to see the name Cortese. It was like Smith in America.
Yeah.
Like 300 pages. So we go to this restaurant that used to be called the Cafe Americana, something like that. And I'm sitting there, and there's a couple of guys in the corner, and they're talking about how this place used to be Charlie Lucky Luciano's restaurant.
Oh,
Wow.
And how influential he was in ending the war in Europe.
Yeah,
during the
I remember.
Second World
Yeah, I
War.
remember. Yeah.
And I was 32 years old. I was greener than grass. Our government would never do that.
Yeah.
But so it always interests me. And then, 15, 20 years later, I started to do research on it. I have a screenplay that I've written and sold a couple of times. And I'm in the process of trying to get it made now. It's called Charlie Lucky, the Real American Godfather.
Oh wow! That sounds like something.
Yeah,
I would
because
like
he
to
was
see.
the real geek. I mean,
Yeah,
he was the
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy that started it all.
Yeah. Well,
The
maybe
fact
if you
that
put-
they never made a movie about him.
You're right.
Maybe
I'm
if you
surprised.
put,
You're right.
Spider-Man in the title, somebody might buy it.
Right.
No, but that's true.
That sounds amazing. I would love to see that.
So I knew a lot about the Kennedy assassination and Sam Giancana and the same thing with Charlie Lucky and them going to prison and meeting with him, and the government went to him.
Yeah.
And they said to him, "Help us with the landing in Enzio."
Yeah.
Well, from watching Ruby, what they did to Jack Ruby in that movie at the end, it was amazing. It's just crazy times.
What year did that come out? About.
That came out in my
90?
son was just
1990?
no 1992.
92, yeah. great movie. Danny Aiello, like
Right.
he's always
great. He's always great.
And then, like I said, it was at one time it was one of my favorite movies. And I see in Joe's background he was in it, and I'm like, man, I got to watch it again to see.
No, did you watch it?
I saw it years ago. I have to watch
You know,
it.
we did a special.
I'm gonna
tribute
watch it again.
Show on the Wiseguyz show for Danny Aiello, and
and
Nick Vallongo called in.
Oh yeah,
he called in, and
I knew Danny from the early '70s.
he had an amazing journey too. He came later in life.
Great guy.
You know how I met Danny?
Great friend of mine.
He was signing. My friend ran a restaurant called Focolari in Little Italy, right next to Cha-Cha's.
Right.
And Danny was signing autographs of his CD outside. Right. So my friend introduced me to him. We had like a little dinner around the area. We all sat in the tables, right. And then at the end of the night, my friend's like, "Can you walk Danny to his car, make sure he gets to his car right?" And then I helped him carry a bag or two. And we went over to his car, his Jaguar with the license plate. 29th Street on it, and we sat there.
Great film.
And we talked he told me about his whole life story about when Do the Right Thing that he did. He came from an urban neighborhood. He didn't come from an Italian neighborhood. He said he grew up more of a black neighborhood, which is why when he did the role of and Do the Right Thing, it fit him better because he was used to that kind of neighborhood growing up. And but we talked about so many other things, and I remember the one thing though specific. He was like the 29th Street. He goes, "What was your favorite part in the movie?" And I think he was waiting for me to say the part where he when he flipped out in the house, I'm not a loser. I said to him, actually, my favorite part in the movie was when they were throwing dice. Because back then we used to throw dice in the firehouse. So, and when the two dice landed on top of one another, that was like the one scene in the movie when the guy was so lucky that he threw the dice and they won't land in it. And he goes, "Well, what about the part with me in the house?" I'm like, "Oh no, that too." I said, but Danny was great. Danny was great.
He's great. And, great.
Yeah, but we were actually before he passed, we were gonna go see him at his comedy joint. And he invited us, me and James. He invited us come to, and when we were going to go, his son passed. Yeah. And James said, "Let a little time go."
Ricky? No.
Danny
Jr.
Danny Jr.
Yeah.
And he passed. So my friend goes, let a little time pass. Right. And then my friend James, who we were supposed to, he dies. And it just never came to be. But it was my time to meet Danny, and it was a nice memory.
Yeah, his Sandy, Danny's wife. I've like I said, I've known them since '72, and they were doing a Lamppost Reunion, which was the play about Sinatra coming back to Hoboken the night he played in the Madison Square Garden.
Right.
And he goes into the barn. They lock the door. They get it out. They get it on. And it was a great play, but I was a young actor, so I would be at the Broadway theater, and if somebody had an interview, I'd read Danny's part or Frankie Quinn's part or Frank Bongiorno's part, and so I've known him a long time.
Here's a movie I want to see that up until when he passed, Making a Deal with the Devil. The movie Making a Deal with the Devil. You had a part in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I can't remember.
No, but that's a movie.
Oh no, we played brothers.
You played brothers.
Yeah, I played his brother.
You're right, and that's where I remember that movie being in the film festival. We were at that was the one.
That was the
Hoboken Film Festival,
but it was in Greenwood Lake.
Right, and so I've been dying to see that movie because it really looked good in the trailer.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it.
I got to watch it. I just want to see it didn't get a great rating on, but you don't go by the rating.
It was an Italian director from Montreal or somewhere, Toronto.
Right. But that was I believe he had to be one of his last movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But did you ever play in anything else with him?
Oh yeah, I did. I did Ruby. I did another movie with him. I can't remember what it is.
What about any plays? Any other plays with him directly?
I was in rehearsal to do Knockout on Broadway, but I got a movie and I had to get out. But I'm trying to think what else I did. I did 2 different movies with Danny. I just can't remember the second one right now.
That's all right.
He was a big man. I met him once. I didn't realize how tall he was.
Now, Green Book. I want to get to Green Book. Obviously, you played Sinatra in the movie, but they had why did the name?
Well, that's how I got the part. It was written as Sinatra first, and
because the movie was a true story, you would think they would use the same.
Tony lived. really did that. to
Right,
Sinatra.
right.
Tony Lip, Sinatra came in one night with a party. He grabbed his hat, right? And then he hit it. And then Sinatra blew up. He went to Jilly's. And then, like in the movie, you know, the Lip went around the corner and said, Mr. Sinatra, here's your hat. And he said, my hat? He said, here. No, I don't want any money. Of course he wouldn't. And that's what happened. So the studio said, and Pete Farley, the director there, said, you know, we can't make this guy Frank Sinatra. Sinatra's too big.
Oh, okay.
It'll overshadow
the film.
Right.
Yeah,
It makes
it
sense.
could overshadow. So they changed it to they just made him a wise guy. And
But that took place in the Copacabana?
Yeah,
Was that
the whole-
was
the
right?
whole
You know
Okay.
what? I think the very fact that was changed, it also allowed stimulation of always controversy about it, you know, of the moment, and
Yeah.
but it also enlightens your moment. I mean, you stand out immediately, you know, when you're coming in.
But that was a great movie. Obviously, it won
storyline.
Best Picture, Best
Right.
Screenwriter,
Yeah.
and Nicky Vallelonga. Also, I met you for the first time at the Soprano Con. You and Nicky were sitting
Right.
at the table, and me personally, if you ask me, there were a lot of like names in there. Burt Young was in there, but I think at the moment, at that time, you and Nicky were the two biggest people in that whole place.
He's
and everybody just didn't get it that you were from Green Book, and Nicky was there, and he won the 2 Oscars, you know, like, and he's and when I came over to you, I wanted to autograph from you and Nicky, and you just wouldn't take no money. I'm like, no, this is why you're here, and you wouldn't, and I'm no,
well, you can make up for it now.
no, I gave, I would refuse. No, I'm not like that.
Yeah, Nicky's a very close friend of mine and a terrific talent, and you know he's had a lot of ups and downs, but he's got a big picture he's about to make.
Oh,
Really big.
I'm a.
Well, all I could tell you is Freddie.
You just tell him we said hello, and if
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
anything he can fit us into something one day. If there's
Listen,
Yeah,
the bottom line is we also set the stage because they watched everything.
Yeah.
Joe and Nicky were watching everything in the place and how people moved and handled themselves, and we were showing number of respect. We're bringing them food. We were bringing them pastries. They said, "Okay, these are good guys."
No, and like
Right,
I
Joe?
said,
Yeah.
But the type of people we are, you wouldn't take no money that day. But I forced it, even though it has nothing to do with the money. It's the respect that's what people are there for that day, and I'm not just not that.
thank you.
I'm a fireman. I'll ask for a discount. I'm not a cop. Cops want everything for free. No offense. No, but
we can't get off Green Book without also saying in memory of Frank Vallelonga.
Frank Vallelonga and how we met Frank through Randy
And I wanted to
Diorio.
also mention Randy
Right.
Diorio.
Randy was
Randy's dead too now.
Yeah. When you guys won that Oscar, and you were on stage taking pictures with the Oscars.
Right.
Nicky was texting Randy pictures of him with the Oscar, and Randy was sending them to me that night. We were watching it. It was it's
It was exciting.
it's a time of my life I'll never forget, and I'll
You
never.
know, Randy also said, "Hey, we're at Blue Eyes, our family's restaurant in Hoboken, which you eventually we went to." And Nick says, "I'm sorry." He says, "I'm with a friend, and we got other plans." But Randy had invited him. But at some point, he ended up showing up. So Nick came to Blue Eyes with the actress, lead role in the Sopranos. Actress name, and we said, Nick,
Lorraine Bracco?
listen to this. So Nick, I said, what do you want to have? And he said, let me see. I knew he was going to say linguine con vongole.
Yeah.
I knew it. And I said, I knew it. He looked at me, he goes, what do you mean I knew it? I said, the scene when you're in the back of the restaurant, okay, and you're in the back room, that's what you're eating, linguine con vongole. And I said, I remembered that. And he says, it's funny because there wasn't really much that we could make and we were all hungry, and that's what we made, and that was part of the scene.
That's funny.
Yeah, I like that. I like that dish myself.
Yeah, well, you got to come to Queen Margarita. You know, we make the family style there.
Yeah.
We might have to do that afterwards.
Now this brings us to obviously I want to getting toward the end of the show, and again, But what you're really here for is let's talk about this new movie coming
incredible
out.
film.
With you, Joe Cortese, Eric Roberts, Rosanna Arquette, who I actually had a crush on.
Me
growing
too.
up. Sorry,
Yeah,
Annette, I
she-
don't want to
she
say,
was
but
beautiful.
Rosanna was. We
She was
all had.
beautiful.
Many of us had crushes on Rosanna Arquette. But Julia Ormond and but before we even
Kevin
start with the what's that?
Kevin Pollak.
Yeah, right.
Kevin Pollak,
Kevin
wow.
Pollak, yeah,
Wow, great
yeah.
cast.
And but before we start with that,
Yeah.
I saw the trailer and I relate to it because I had to deal with my mom with dementia, and it's probably one of the hardest things as a person to go through to see someone you love that was so strong and so powerful within the family go down to like nothing. And it was to see that with my mother, because my mother was just such a strong woman, to have no strength in her to know what she was doing anymore. And I relate to the movie, and it's rough, and I feel that we should do more about trying to figure out ways to find a cure for that stuff. And I just wanted to let you know that that I relate to the movie. And if you like to let us know now,
I'll tell you. Thank you.
And here's Yanni. Obviously, is the name of the movie.
Here's Johnny, and we're playing Sunday night at Dances with Films. We're the closing night film. We just got back from Torino, Italy, where we played the Torino Film Festival. We played the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival. We played the Opera Film Festival, and we've been getting a lot of attention. Winning Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, and
he won Lifetime Achievement Award in Florida.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. And the reason I'm so proud of this picture is because, well, a couple of reasons, but the most important is that it's not just another movie that's entertaining. It's entertaining. It's a love story. It's beautiful, but it can help people because what you get to see in this picture of this character who is happily married, he suffers from this terrible disease, dementia, and his wife says, I'm going to show him the best 2 years of his life if that's all he's got. But it's like what life is really about. Life's about love, man, not too much more.
Amen.
I don't know if you
200%. Yeah, I live by that.
If it's anything more than that, I'm missing the boat.
Love and life.
Well,
as being going to Italy, you see that over in Italy, a lot of them worry more about life than money. Here, we worry more about working than life. We should concentrate more on life, and you'll see there's so much more out there in life.
A little more of a balance.
That's that's what's so beautiful about it because it's entertaining.
So, can you talk a little bit about Christina, the writer?
Christina Iliopoulos. This is a crazy story. It was about 6 years ago. I couldn't get a job, man. I was really struggling to get a good job. So I signed with a new manager, and the first thing she said to me, she calls me, she says, I'm sending you a script, I want you to read this. I'm recommending that you do it. I go, oh, great. What is it, film or television? She said, no, it's film. I go, oh, great. I said, who's the director? Well, it's a first-time director. First-time director? All right. And it's film, right? She said, yeah, it's a short film. What did you say? It's a short film? I just signed with you. Is this your way of impressing me? You're sending me a short film? She said, just read it. I said, okay. I read it. I fall in love with it. I make it. We screen it at the Friars Club. We get great reviews. We decide to turn it into a feature. 5 years later, we completed a feature where I produced it with my partner, my manager, a friend, Colleen Camp. And we went out and raised the money, made it independently, put together a terrific cast, and now we're just going out with it. So it's an inspiring story about love.
The story is
inspiring story about film too. About the film you made. The whole thing is inspiring.
We got it made from a short.
I'm gonna say, when Joe first introduced it to me, and I'm listening to this, and I got the privilege to meet the writer director, Christina we met at Blue Eyes in our family's restaurant, and they're talking to me. I immediately envision it. Even if I don't have the whole script in front of me, I said, Joe, you remember exactly what I said? I said, Joe, this is going to inspire. It's so inspiring. I said, this is going to hit levels that I don't know if you're even aware at this point, but I can foresee that the whole world is going to know about this story. And it's happening.
Yeah,
It's
it
happening.
caught me right away. It caught me with the dementia. The love obviously was part of it because it's two people in love with and one with the dementia, and it caught me right away because I dealt with my mother with dementia for over 8 years, and I saw it go worse to worse to worse to wearing the patch on the arm to try to slow it down, and right up until it just until she passed, it's just it's a hard life to help someone that you care and love so much. And like I said, I believe we should really work hard and try to make a cure for something.
But there's a lot of humor in the film.
There's a lot of humor in the film also because there are moments of humor in life, even when it's
Well, there's
I believe we're going to find a cure, and I'm going to tell you, I learned a lot about dementia as I went. You know what they see with the person when they have
there's
dementia.
a couple of different forms.
There's a lot of vessels in your head that are clogged.
You're not getting enough oxygen
Right,
to the brain.
right, but
That's vascular.
It's kind of
dementia.
like the passageways are clogged, kind of like an artery gets clogged.
Right.
But there's so many in the head that get clogged that stop the passageway of the oxygen, and that's something I believe we could work on and fix one day.
That's the whole conversation about
Your
stem
mouth to
cells.
God's ears.
Yeah.
But the other thing, can I mention where the actual diner is? I mean,
Oh yeah, tell us that's an amazing story in itself because I saw that in the trailer.
So when he shared it, immediately I said, Joe, just remember, when you're in Jersey, please reach out to us because I know you have a lot of friends in Jersey, but how many people really understand what, I understood right away how special it was. I don't know. And he says, okay, when I'm in Jersey. So, of course, Joe is not the person to impose, but he says, okay. And I reached out to him again. I said, what do you need, Joe? Just let me know. Well, we're going to need a diner, but it has to be close to where we're at. I sit in Asbury Park. So I said, I'm going to start looking for you. This is the God's honest truth. It's my mother-in-law, Lucia's birthday, and I'm ready to cross the bridge to pick up my Aunt Maria, and it's raining out. And see this green silhouette? See this, what you see here on the ceiling? That's what I saw on the road from the street from the sign at the diner. And I'm still waiting at the traffic light, and I look and I go, wait a minute, the Lyndhurst Diner. Now, it had been closed, and because, God rest his soul, John Secolaris had passed, and the pandemic, the family just shut the place down, and that was it for 2.5 years. So immediately, I got so inspired, I got like chills. I pulled over, and I took shots of every corner, and I immediately sent it to Joe. This is a true story, Joe. I never shared with you. And I sent it to him immediately. I get too excited on WhatsApp. He responds immediately, goes, where is this? I said, this is in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. This is a staple in the community. How far is it away from Asbury Park? I'm texting him. I said, it's about 45 minutes, too far. When he said that, and I looked at I still have it on my phone archived. They go, Joe doesn't know. I'm going to tell you. He said, this is where it's going to be filmed. That was a year and a half before. As we got closer, and places started opening up, people were afraid to close their diner. In the end, story was the Bell Diner. It's a beautiful story about, Christina writes the story about her life. This is her parents and this beautiful love story and how dementia changed everything. But also, it's going to tap into Greek culture. Greek families are like Italian families, like Jewish families that love their families. It's going to tap into diner life. How many people still today are? So it's not just about love and dementia. It's about every single level of humanity, and it's gonna be just like My Fat Greek Wedding. The world is gonna know about this.
Yeah.
And
I'm so let me tell you,
so proud to be a part of it. Uno, due, tre,
No, that's played by Julia Ormond, the main
His wife.
Oh, that's your wife.
Yeah, it's his wife.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this extraordinary moment.
If only that diner the walls in that diner could talk. I don't know how many times after clubs and nightclubs we went and stopped there.
There's gonna be a surprise. Joe, we all love music. We're all into music, but Charlie is a connoisseur of music, and there's gonna be a closing that you're gonna hear. Even in the credits, that is going to blast your mind, and I'm not going to tell you. It's going to be a beautiful surprise, right, Joe?
Yeah, well,
but big time song.
So, because we're running short on the time now, but tell us where the movie where we're going to be able to find it. Any information that you'd like to share with us before?
Well, I don't know exactly where we're going to be able to see it yet because I haven't made a deal yet. But
okay.
I am one
This
of the
Sunday
producers of it.
at the film festival.
Well, the film festival,
Yeah.
but I'm saying we want to see this. And,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you can anybody.
You
who's
let us
in it-
know. We'll
absolutely,
because
I'll
everybody
get you
watching
that.
now is going to want to see it now, especially if they have a lot of people lived with people with dementia, and it's something.
Yeah, it'll be out soon enough. But if you're around this weekend, and you happen to be in New York. It's at the Dances with Films Film Festival on 14th Street in Union Square. You can buy tickets on. Just go to danceswithfilms.com. But like I said, we've been screening it around at different festivals, and it's been getting tremendous respect, overwhelming, beyond what I could have ever expected. 'Cause you really don't know. You get so close to it. You're sitting in an editing room for almost a year. You're looking at a little screen, going, I don't know. Nobody really knows, and then when you see it with an audience,
And Torino, this was a big surprise to the festival. This is where everybody's like, "Wow!" You're expecting some, okay, whatever, and then boom!
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
Was it subtitled in Torino, or it was in English?
It was English with Italian subtitles.
Okay.
Wow, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Well, Joe, I really like to thank you for coming out today.
My pleasure.
Coming to our studio. I told you, it's very rare that you get someone of your caliber to come out and join us, especially on a Christmas special. From the bottom of my heart and all our hearts, we, to you and yours, all use a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
God bless.
Same to you, Freddie. Same to you, Chaluch. Same to you, my friend Mike.
But much success with this new film that we're dying to see. Here's Yanni, and we really want to promote it for you when it's available wherever it is. Please let us know.
Sure.
Before we sign off, though, we want to thank everybody who has been a part of us this year. And I'm going to read the list, and then we're going to sign off. Merry Christmas to all you guys. But we want to thank Rockabella Gibbs, Sterling Security, Captain Mark Lee Toy Drive, Ariana's Angels, We World Energy, Billy Gagoots, always behind us on everything we do, Queen Margarita, MTS Madoni Travel Service, Charlie's guy. If you want to go to Sicily, this is the guy. Trips to Sicily. Advanced Diagnostic and Medical Center. Get yourself checked out. You never know what you could catch soon. Bubblegum Gangster, Z Marie's in Bricktown or Tom's River, Aroma de Napoli, Pizza Mia Ornella, Billy Staples, bestscholars.org. Jersey Pizza Joint, Sky Matson, Troy Anello Cigars, and if I missed you, don't worry about it. We're wishing you a happy and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you guys. Charlie.
1, 2, 3.
Asso!
Hello. Welcome to my diner. Come on, follow me, guys. I'm going to give you the best seat in the house.
Beautiful night. Beautiful life. And a beautiful wife. I'm one lucky guy. You know that?
Yanni? Honey,
I've been crying all day,
why have you been crying?
and I don't know why.
Well, a guy like you, with charisma, talent, style, you should be a big star. You should have your own show.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Yanni.
I think you have 2 pretty good years with him.
How did this happen?
And then it's going to get really bad.
Dressed
to impress.
See you, Jim.
I've seen what this does to a person.
Hello.
So is that it then? This is what he gets? Haven't you taken enough?
Johnny!
You know me? Are we supposed to be here? Where do you keep all this information? You don't keep it locked up in your head, do you?
TV is forever.
TV is forever. How did I get like this?
No one really knows, my love.
Everybody, put your hands together for the one, the only, the incomparable.
Who are you talking to?
Lucia!
I'm gonna be here tomorrow. And the day after that. And every day after that. You understand?
But you have Yanni. I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat.
Thank you to this fabulous, fabulous studio audience. Just beautiful. Just beautiful.
I'll catch up with you one of these days, wise guy, and when I do, pow!